Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Shad. It's Polynerdic here with you this afternoon to talk to you about tabletop role playing games, specifically journaling style. And we're doing it on YouTube once again. Still unable to live stream, but here we are. We're going to talk about Dead Letter Society today. And we're going to talk about it because I love journaling solo TTRPGs. I love them because, as anyone who plays these games know, it's often very hard to get a group together. Especially the older we get and the more life throws stuff at us, we have obligations and responsibilities that get in the way of game time. And, even with Discord and being able to play online and Zoom and all that, sometimes getting people together from all across the globe at a given time is difficult. I finally got to play in a one shot a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago, and we never got to finish it because it went to like 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we couldn't get anybody back together after that one night, which is heartbreaking. I was really enjoying playing that game with those people. I also struggle with having the spoons to play on a scheduled date. My friend Sean could tell you that I am very good at canceling because I might have felt social when I agreed to the game, and then I stress out about it. So these solo journaling games are perfect for me. Personally perfect because I collect journals and it gives me something to do with them. Every game gets its own journal to play in. And Dead Letter Society by Montford Tales, R. Montford, they have created a game where you are a vampire in a secret society that connects vampires to each other. I like the idea of playing it as a letter writing game. I actually had plans to do that and it didn't happen, so I'm playing it solo now. And it's a 1 to 2 player GM-less game. It uses tarot cards. You pull from the major arcana for one set of things and the minor for another. You journal. You can play it with 2 people. I think it would be cool to play little overarching game with multiple people involved and nobody knows who's writing letters to who. But that's not how the game's designed. That's just where my brain ran with it. And because it has this letter writing mechanic, if you follow through with that, you can use email and voice chat and all sorts of things, phone calls, Zoom, even you can play at the same table. The letter writing aspect is what really appeals to me because that gives you time. Gives it, it stretches the length of the game out, but it also gives you time. Like, you receive the letter and then you got to think about your response and what you're going to chronicle about it in your journal. It's just brilliant stuff. So let me, real quick, we'll just do a very superficial dive. I don't want to reveal every single thing about the game, but you start by making a character. Name, apparent age, actual age, your pronouns. I know that's going to freak out some people, but pronouns are in the game because language uses pronouns, and allies, rivals, descriptions of your sanctuary and location for it, a scar, emotional or physical, your ambitions, your ambition primarily, and I'm forgetting something. Your assets, your entire asset list. And then you take all that and you go into the actual game. And this is what it looks like, how the breakdown of it goes. If you're playing with 2 people, player A writes their letter first. Player B resolves a society event, which we'll talk about in just a second. And then as player A moves into the society phase, player B moves into the chronicle phase when they receive their letter and chronicle their own life. The chronicle phase essentially is a big part of the journaling aspect of it, and you have 3 chronicle points each time you are in that phase that you can spend to look deeper into information about whatever it is that you're curious about, or whatever that may be, whatever your intent is. So for me, playing solo, I wrote my letter, and then I moved to the society phase. Now the society phase is where the first dabbling of the tarot cards comes, because you have to pull from a major arcana in order to figure out your interaction with the society. You draw one major arcana card, you consult the prompt, which I'll show you what mine was in a second and why it's perfect for someone who ended up playing solo when they weren't expecting it. And then you journal as much or as little as you like, weaving the society's impact into your own life. You do not return the card to the deck. You put it aside, or, you know, if you've got one tarot deck and you're using it for multiple games or tarot readings or whatever you have it for. I have one specifically for these kind of games. Mark it, basically. Like, hey, if I pull this card again, I've already done this. And then when you go to the chronicle phase, you go about your own life and pursue topics from your correspondence and journal. The phase is basically receiving and reading your letter and spending up to 3 chronicle points. And then you go with what interest you want to act on. Explore the topics from the letter, from previous letters, your journal, whatever. Use the chronicle points. To use them, you spend a chronicle point, state what you'd like to explore, and then you draw a minor arcana card and use those prompts for asset development and resolving the prompt. And I'll show you the prompt I pulled on my very first pull, and I ended up talking to R. Monfort on Twitter about it, mostly because I was a little confused about my reading of the rules. It was there in plain black and white, and my brain just didn't want to understand it. So we're going to pull up the card prompts, and you'll see in just a second what I've dealt with. As soon as I find it. There it is. We'll zoom in just a little bit more. Close that, and then we'll switch over to it. Smooth operation here on everything I do, since I do everything like it's live, even when I'm recording. The tower is what I pulled. And you can see on your screen, way over there, forfeit item, forfeit an actor, suffer a scar, regress an ambition. This was my first card, and it had 4 asset effects. And then, brilliantly, because I'm not playing the game I thought I was going to play, your certain letters are compromised. By who, though, and how, you do not know. How much do they know, and what will you do? So I had already kind of decided that my vamp was going to be kind of a paranoid individual, and then this just fed right into it. I came into the game with the decision that he wasn't going to trust the society. He wasn't going to give it his trust right away. He was wary, he was a bit gun shy, and he wanted to kind of figure things out. And then now he's not receiving letters back. And, at first there's the, oh my gosh, did my letters get intercepted by somebody? Am I even linked up with somebody? What's going on? A lot of fun with that concept. And this is what I reached out to them about, R. Monfort, on Twitter. And I was like, okay, so am I supposed to do all the things on the left side? Do I pick one? How's that work? And then it is plainly written that you do all the things. I was just being a silly goose that day and couldn't comprehend the words I was reading. So that's how the game plays out. You reach your ambitions, you die, whatever however you want the game to end. I like it just kind of being open ended and going on and on and on. What's funny about that prompt for me though is I hadn't advanced an ambition, so I couldn't really regress one. Um, my character sheet's in a folder somewhere. Otherwise, I'd tell you exactly what my vampire's Desmond. Desmond is his name. What he is desiring from being a member of the society. But I think if you like solo RPGs or letter writing RPGs and you struggle with, getting together to play a more traditional dungeon crawl style game or cyberpunk game or horror game, a weekly game with monsters in it or whatever. Monster of the Week. I'm making an allusion to Monster of the Week. Games like this, Dead Letter Society, fantastic option. I am playing several solo journaling games. I finished my Lighthouse at the End of the World run, and I can talk about that in another video. Dead Letter Society is brilliant. R. Montford Tales, you did good work. I look forward to your upcoming one, which I will plug for you free of charge. Not a sponsored thing. Nobody knows who I am. The Almanac of Sanguine Paths, which is a werewolf journaling RPG, or TTRPG, in the same vein as this one. I'm very excited for that. I can't wait to get my hands on that. But if you like this sort of solo, spaced out, slow rolling sort of game, you know what? It's kind of like the TTRPG equivalent of the old chess by mail system, where you make a move and then you send that move to somebody else, and then they, the other person you're playing with, and then they make a move accordingly, moving the pieces bit by bit over the course of weeks and months. This style of game is 100% that in a role-playing capacity. And as someone who loves to role-play but never gets to role-play, because when I do get together with my group, I'm the GM, I run the games, and then finding a group to play with that jives with my messed up brain chemistry and is okay with, hey, I can't make it this week all the time. Guilty. These games are amazing. Check it out. I'm gonna do my best to remember to put links below to where you can pick the book up. It's available in PDF and softcover. I don't know if there's a hardcover of this one. Obviously softcover. It's a well put together book. It's well designed. You can't see, wow, you can't see it there. It's well designed. It's a beautiful book, beautiful project, beautiful game. Play it. Give it a look. Maybe it'll scratch an itch you didn't know you had. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Seriously, give this game your consideration, and maybe throw a couple bucks into the new Kickstarter for the new game, the Sanguine Paths one. Werewolves are in too. People love some werewolves. And I'll see you next time right here on the Polynerdic YouTube channel. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Polynerdic on almost all of the social medias, including those that are dying. Eventually I'll get onto the newer ones, I hope. But at the very least, here on YouTube, over on Twitch, I'm going to get back to live streaming over there as soon as my internet situation's situated. And I'll see you around.